beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed, online and at the cinema. From the kids who might be about to make a blood sacrifice of their film nerd cred for podcast content, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Ezra.
I'm Helena.
And I'm Maddie.
And happy 6-month podcast anniversary, everybody.
Yay!
We actually stuck with something. Good for us.
Nah,
Sorry, that was a little morbid, but I have
but also true.
I have a problem with
right.
stick-to-itiveness, as my elementary school teacher liked to call it. So, you know.
Here's the nice thing, is that we all have to hold each other to it.
It's true, yeah. Between the three of us, we are pretty good about it. At least one person will have the spoons to come up with a podcast topic, so...
Well, at least one person is just posting pictures in the Google Doc of Stanley Tucci as Captain Hook.
It's always you. I don't know why you say, like, somebody's posting photos. It's you. You post the photos.
Somebody is just doing it.
Who knows who it is? It certainly isn't me.
It's a mystery. Anyway,
so we're gonna blaze through a quick little update of
we see.
Thank you.
Woo. I mean, what order should we go in, Maddie? You've seen looks like
I've seen the most. Yeah. So we all watched The Eagle, which, if you haven't heard of it, is a great flick with Channing Tatum and Jamie Bell. We watched Billy Elliot, because I guess I'm just on a Jamie Bell kick.
As you should be.
When are we not? Yeah.
Yeah, I did a double feature of Dread, featuring Carl Urban and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with my dad. Because
awesome.
That's me and my dad.
I love your dad.
Yeah, and then I rewatched Jurassic Park because it had been too long.
Speaking of Bill and Ted, do you know that Bill and Ted is going to be playing at the Hollywood very soon?
Yes, Leia texted me and she was like, so, 23rd, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking be there.
Awesome.
Jealous.
I'm so excited.
Oh, they are. Fathom Events is showing Lawrence of Arabia in theaters in September, so,
Oh, shit, yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood is also showing The Witches as well, which I'm
man, I haven't seen that in a while.
Tentatively excited for. I just don't think I can go to it, unfortunately. Because rehearsals start this weekend. Anyway, what have I seen? I was there for The Eagle, but I had to tap out because I was tired. And Maddie had to drive me home. And then I rewatched Into the Spider-Verse my third time. I think because we were talking about it at a party, and then I was like, I went home being like, damn, like I really want to watch Into the Spider-Verse now, and so I did. And then I rewatched Casablanca the other night, which was great as always.
Yeah.
And then I said something about the ending in the group chat, including Ben on Twitter, and then he was like, I've never seen Casablanca, and then what did I do? And then I cried, I guess. I was gonna say I died, but I didn't die. I was just like...
sad.
Ben. Yeah.
Oh, Ben.
So Ben's kidnapping is coming up very shortly. We can watch Casablanca.
Hey Ben, we know you listen to this podcast, but don't listen for a second. Okay, we're kidnapping Ben so we can make him watch Casablanca.
Okay, he stopped listening. Yeah.
He's gonna DM us about this.
Yeah, he is.
And then last night I went to go see The Farewell, which is a movie for those people who haven't
a movie
plot yet. It's a movie. For people who haven't heard about it yet, directed by and I think written by Lulu Wang.
Yes, I believe
that's based on based on a real experience that she had about a like 20-something Chinese American woman who finds out that her grandmother is dying of lung cancer, and the family has decided not to tell her, which is apparently sometimes a thing that Chinese families do, just not to like have them go through the pain of saying goodbye to everybody. But she's like really upset about the decision, so they're pretending to hold a wedding for her cousin so that all of the extended family can go back to China and like informally say their goodbyes without her knowing it. And she decides to go there because they don't want her to come with them, because she's like so obviously sad about it all the time. So it was a really for context, is about to get a little bit of a bummer for a second. My grandmother died of cancer 9 months ago, just about. So I was walking into this movie being like, this is gonna make me cry, isn't it? And it did. It made me cry a whole lot. And there were a lot of people there also who I think had the same experience. But it was like a good purging cry. It was like, here's how these people are dealing or not dealing with their grief, and this is also kind of like how you're dealing with it as well. And a lot of stuff too that, you know, I can't personally relate to, but a lot of really good stuff about being a first or second generation immigrant, and a lot of stuff about America versus China that was like for families and families being separated by geography. That was really moving and really interesting. And it was just a really good movie, and I would highly recommend it. So even unless you think that you can't do it, in which case, like, that's totally fine. I understand. But I found it a very comforting kind of like cry movie. It's a kind of way to purge one's grief in a way. Yeah. So that's what I saw. My parents went to go see The Lion King.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, and they're like, it wasn't that good. And I was like, yeah, but I fucking tell ya.
Maybe if they listened to our podcast, they wouldn't know.
I mean, in fairness, we also haven't seen it. So, but also,
I can guess. I sound like John Mulaney.
You do.
This is my gift, I guess. Is it a gift? Anyway.
Yep.
Ugh.
All right. Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah, I went to go make a list of stuff that I'd seen, and then I realized that the answer was nothing, because I basically disassociated for 2 entire weeks. It's cool, don't worry about it.
Yep. Well, you saw The Eagle with us.
Yeah, I saw The Eagle with everybody. We
had a Sneople IRL movie night.
Yeah,
really
I was
nice.
back down in Portland, and we all watched The Eagle, because sometimes you just need to cuddle your friends while you watch Channing Tatum and Jamie Bell forge. They really do. They fall in love in that movie, and it's really important.
It's art.
Yeah, it is. It's poetic fucking cinema. So this week on Sneople at the Movies, I think we're going to announce a new sort of subset of the podcast project that we've decided to inflict on ourselves, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah. We've been talking about it on and off for
a long time.
like years.
Since before the podcast.
I think.
Well, because
since we lived together. I remember like being in our kitchen talking about like, oh, we should do this like for fun.
Yeah, because it was somebody, and I have absolutely categorically no way of finding out who. Someone proposed this in a Tumblr post about 1 million years ago. And they called it the Rotten Tomatoes Challenge. Or the Rotten Tomatoes, like, loyalty test, I think may have been what it was originally called. But so the idea was that you pick an actor that you really like, and you watch their filmography in descending order of Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Yep.
And you see how long you can stick it out.
Yep.
So, we are proposing to each pick an actor and go on a deep dive.
We all chose white, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we intend to do it like multiple times, possibly. If this goes well,
yes.
I think we'll just like kind of keep doing it. So we'll get more interesting as we branch out. But I think we're starting basic here.
Yeah. We're just like, who would I just like to see in anything, even if it's terrible? And at this point right now, it's this guy.
I mean, also, it's one of those things where it's like, it's just not that. You need somebody with a fairly, like, large and varied body of work to make this interesting. And because Hollywood is really racist and really sexist, that's kind of limiting.
Yeah. So there's a few rules that we kind of cobbled together. Some were the ones that were, like, the original rules, and some we kind of made for ourselves to make it easier. Not easier, but, like, just not awful.
Yeah, look, like, we're in the immortal words of Guillermo del Toro, don't do pop culture homework. This is us, like, assigning ourselves, like, fun pop culture homework, so it's our podcast, we get to make the rules.
Yep. And feel free to, like, do this along with us.
Hell yeah!
Send us tweets at people_skate, or send us emails, like, here's what I'm going to be doing, follow along. We should, like, make a hashtag for this.
Yeah!
Hashtag Rotten Tomatoes Challenge.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so the rules are, no, you don't have to do TV shows. We said yes, miniseries. I would say miniseries optional. Yeah. Also, if you really want to do the TV show, you can, but, like, if they were a regular on a TV show for a while, that's going to take a minute, so.
Yeah.
That's, your mileage may vary. You don't need to watch any shorts or documentaries. Once again, if you want to, you can, but that is optional. It is, you go from descending order, so best on Rotten Tomatoes to worst. You get to bow out of a movie if it is going to be triggering, if it's shit that's just going to be hard for you to watch. I also said, like, if they have, like, a bit part in it, like, they're in it for 2 seconds, I feel like you shouldn't have to watch the whole goddamn thing. Like,
yeah, if there's a way that you can tell how big of a part they have, just from, like, looking at the summary, and it's just, like, they're in this one scene.
Or if they're, like, 15th build, like, they're probably not in it very much.
I mean, your mileage may vary for that. I mean, this is, like, an extreme example, but, for example, if we were doing old-timey actors, and we were doing Montgomery Clift has, like, one scene in Judgment at Nuremberg, but it's, like, some of the best acting he's ever done in his entire career, right? It's like a killer of a scene, but it's one scene in a thing. So, like, do a little, if you want to do, like, a little bit of research, if you're, like, about a movie, or you think you're about a movie, then do that.
Yeah.
But
the nice thing about this is it's pretty flexible. You could add and remove stuff as needed. There are, like, rules, but, I'm also not gonna fucking call your mom if you don't do something,
unless you want us to?
Unless you want me to call your mom?
Even then, I don't know.
I mean, I pride myself on not having a whole lot of, like, millennial phone anxiety, but I don't really want to call your mom.
No. Yeah. Don't make us call your mom. Okay, and then the challenge is, like, how many of them can you watch before you have to just give up? I didn't think of this as, like, one of us is gonna win or one of us is gonna lose. I'm just, like, interested to see, like, who can put up with what for the longest, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to really, the part of it is you have to really like the actor. You have to like what they're doing. You could probably do this too if you're like, you don't like them, so how many of their, like, bad movies can you put up with?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, because Rotten Tomatoes doesn't have ratings for everything, so you fall back to the IMDb rating if it doesn't have one on Rotten Tomatoes. So you'll just go back and put those into the order, kind of using your best math there.
Rewatches count. You can rewatch something if you want to.
Oh yeah, because, like,
yes, I would say you should rewatch it because I've seen a few of these. You should try and go for stuff that, like, you haven't seen much of their discography, but also, like, if you have, you just rewatch
their discography.
Them. Whatever, shut up.
Close enough.
You know, do words mean anything? No.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Those are the rules. There's 6 rules.
That's the Rotten Tomatoes challenge. You should follow along and play along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do, Maddie, you're gonna do.
I'm doing Hugh Jackman. Huge Act Man.
Huge Ant-Man.
Huge Jacked Man. We literally got. We're gonna post a screen cap of that later.
Oh, I already did.
Oh, good. Thank you. And then I'm gonna do. I decided on Colin Farrell.
Yes.
So yeah, that one's gonna be. There's a handful where I'm just like, ooh, I'm really gonna be gritting my teeth through that. Also,
yeah. How stoked are you to watch Dumbo?
You know, but the thing is that I was planning on getting shit-faced and watching Dumbo anyway, so that's not actually as much of a hardship as me sitting through Seven Psychopaths again is gonna be.
Oh, fair.
Because, like, for personal reasons that are not actually very much about film criticism, I kind of hate Seven Psychopaths.
I have not seen it.
Don't ask me about it, because you will be totally prejudiced by my, like, not particularly rational dislike of that movie. Also, you know, part of it is what I just don't like. Oh my god, sorry, my brain has just deleted this man's name.
Oh, not My Baby Boy.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell?
Yeah, I just am not that big a Sam Rockwell fan, so, like, you will like that movie way more than I do because you enjoy Sam Rockwell and I generally do not.
I do. It's also in his pre-racist phase when he, like, and by that I mean before he started, like, just playing
why
racist.
does he just, like, exclusively play, like, aggressively racist characters now?
That's just the thing that he does. It's because now that's the thing he, like, actually finally won an Oscar for, so that's what that's what he gets cast as now.
That's fair. And then
even though we all know he won the Oscar for Galaxy Quest. Anyway,
and Helena is gonna do
I wanna watch Hugh Grant movies. I'm really excited. If you were looking at the Google Doc right now, you would know why I'm excited. Hugh Grant is like been exclusively in like campy comedies, terrible romantic comedies, and period films, and then like Paddington 2.
Helena, this means that you get to you get to watch that funky little movie called The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill.
Oh, yeah, The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill but Kicked
Down
Down a Mountain?
Yeah, that movie is... I've been, like, planning on renting that for... Okay, when you get to that point, if you make it that far, please let's rent that at the same time.
I think I will get to that point.
Okay, I didn't know, yes.
It is at 58%,
oh, okay,
I
that's
think.
fine. That's really not that bad.
It's not, and I mean, I think I can make it. Yeah.
No, I'm looking at his filmography now to try to figure out. Paddington 2's got 100% rating.
It does.
I'm calling it right now. I think that the one that is going to take me out of the running for Colin Farrell is going to be Daredevil 2003, sitting at 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. When he is like bald and scarily ugly looking, playing.
Can we please?
Bullseye.
I'm gonna find a picture of him in that.
Awful.
And that I insist that we put it on the Sneople Twitter.
So I'm just like I'm calling it right now. That's what's going to put me out of the running.
Oh, perfect.
I think I'm going to die.
That picture, Googie.
At Missing Link, 89%, 3 movies down, because I just don't fucking want to see this movie.
It's so big. It's so big. The picture is so big. This is Colin Farrell in Daredevil.
Fucking bullseye.
I'm not looking at it again. I'm not looking at it again. I looked at it already once tonight. I do not need to look at Fine.
I'm going.
He looks like a villain on Even Stevens.
Oh god.
That picture is even
like a
worse than the one that I saw before. I hate you.
He looks like a guy who would challenge Eminem to a duel in 8 Mile.
You're killing me. You know, I think I'm going to make it pretty far, actually, because Van Helsing is at 24, and I want to watch Van Helsing again, so I'm going to get through so much shit just so I can watch Van Helsing.
Van Helsing is at 24? That is an injustice.
He is very clearly wearing a bald cap in this.
It's worse than Pan.
No, stop. I can't. You're done.
He looks like a villain in Fifth Element. I mean...
This has to go.
Thank you.
The thing is that his eyebrows are still there. It's very, very heavy dissonance going on. Here's a picture of him with a rose. Do you want that one?
No! Okay, this is the Helena. Okay. Helena, stop! Stop torturing me, and let's move on to the actual fucking subject of our podcast.
let's move on. I will find a good picture of him from Saving Mr. Banks, and we can continue on to the podcast.
So anyway, that's it. That's the Rotten Tomatoes challenge we're doing. We're already having so much fucking fun.
Jesus Christ. So the Google Doc this week is entitled Auteur Theory Eat My Shorts. So we had like nebulously titled this like the director's episode. I mean, we know where we're going with this, but I'm having trouble articulating it, I guess, is the... Sorry, Helena just posted a picture of Colin Farrell from Saving Mr. Banks, and I'm just like, I had to take a minute.
You're welcome.
He looks real good, and also his part in that movie is fucking heartbreaking. I'm really looking forward to watching it again. Also, I was gonna do Emma Thompson, but I've seen straight up 17 Emma Thompson movies, and it was like, oh god. I was just gonna be stuck watching, like, Nanny McPhee and shit.
I mean...
Which would be fine, because Nanny McPhee is actually supposed to be pretty fun. So,
it is.
We're talking about directors. We were just gonna start with, I have beef with Auteur Theory, which basically
into it.
You know, so the whole thing with Auteur Theory is, and like I am like data mining this out of the back of my own brain from like the like fucking sessions of my film classes that I didn't just lose to the depression haze.
I'll be here to back you up in case you need it. But
so the Auteur Theory of film is the idea that you conceptualize movies as being the product, primarily the product of one person's artistic vision, which is being the director. The idea that like, yeah, everybody else worked on it, but what's really important is the mind that unifies and channels everybody else's work into one piece of art. That's like the person who matters is the person who turns it all into one piece of art, and that's the director, and like that's the only person that you should actually pay attention to. And the idea that is that like everybody else's work on that is like inherently subordinate to this one person's creative vision. And so it's basically a reason to give one dude a credit for a bunch of work done by people who are not dudes. There, I said it.
Yeah. It was developed by a bunch of French dudes back with in the 60s. From the name of the magazine that's really famous, but I can't remember.
I don't give a
Cinema,
shit.
Cahiers de Cinema.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it's like French for author, right? So it's just that it's like the idea that the director is the author of the film, and therefore that you should think of them like the author of artists. Yeah, which is even that is like silly, because even an author has like who like is a one person writing a book has editors and like people who go through the book, and like with plays and stuff, it's not just the playwright. Yeah. There's not just a singular vision with that.
Like somebody and like frankly, somebody had to typeset that bitch, and that matters.
Yeah. It does matter. It does. Yeah, and so the idea that the director is more that the editor, the director of photography, the actors and the writers and the production designers don't have anything to do with how a film is not important to critiquing a film. That shouldn't be held into account. It's just silly.
And it's been shut up.
It's just silly. And it's been used to discount a lot of like decent directors too, like David Lean, for example. You're talking about Lawrence of Arabia.
Well, yeah. The idea is right? it discounts the merit of directors who adapt their style to the needs of the story rather than imposing their style onto the story. Like there are directors where it's like, you always know you're watching a David Fincher film. Why? Because it looks like it has jaundice. I mean, among other things, but also and I like David Fincher movies, but everything is slightly yellow, and I always it makes me think of like David Fincher's movies have kidney problems. But as opposed to I mean, there's a million and one directors who you sort of think of the ones who studios can trust to just tell the damn story, kind of. Yeah. And you see that a lot with like series or maybe adaptions of existing intellectual property, where you want someone who's going to get good performances, who's going to make a watchable movie, but is not necessarily going to be like, the draw is not seeing the director's fingerprints all over everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's, I think that's not in any way, shape, or form inherently lesser film craft.
No. I think I have, where did I write it down? I think I had like Rob Reiner down here. I wrote something about like where his filmography is very, can be pretty hit or miss. There are movies of his that I absolutely adore. I don't think that he like is a quote unquote auteur. He casts his movies really well, though. He gets really good actors, and I think because he also started out as an actor, he knows how to talk to actors as well, and that's really important.
Yeah, I mean, people clearly want to work with him.
Yeah. And just because you don't have a singular quote unquote like stylized vision where it's instantly recognizable of like, this is a Wes Anderson movie, this is a Quentin Tarantino movie, does not mean you don't have a singular vision for a particular movie, right? Yeah. And I think absolutely. That's where that bothers me as well.
Yeah.
It's specialists versus generalists. That they're just two different things.
Well, yeah, and the idea that it's like if you don't immediately know, like, it's like, oh, well, you should immediately be able to, like, tell. And I'm like, doesn't that just encourage people to, like, have a shtick for no reason?
Doesn't it also suspend your disbelief? Suspend your disbelief to a point if you're not, like, because you're thinking about, like, what is the style? What is the, how do I check off the boxes to know that this is a Wes Anderson or whatever, instead of just being in this specific moment.
Yeah. And like, don't get us wrong, like there are a ton of directors where we're like, oh yeah, I really love this person's sort of the texture that their films usually have. Yes. But it is not the be all and the end all of fucking film. It just isn't.
It's not the one correct way to critique film. Like a lot of people that I've written down here, I mean, John Cassavetes, Lucretia Martel, David Lynch, Paul Thomas Anderson, David Fincher, we mentioned, like, those people are all, I would say, auteurs in their own right, if I were to call them that. But, like, I'm not interested in just critiquing it from the point of view of just them as well. I mean, it's interesting to view them within the context of the rest of their filmography sometimes. Like, what's the running thread through all of David Lynch's movies? And that's going to be a pretty interesting and disturbing conversation. Yeah. But, like, but also it's like there's a difference between them, and I want to talk about
the fact that all of Darren Aronofsky's movies are about obsession. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess and maybe except for Mother, but you would actually have to physically tie me to a chair to make me watch that movie.
It's okay. I saw it for all of us.
Thank God. You know what? I don't do pop culture homework anymore. I don't give a shit. So I'm not gonna watch it.
It was a experience.
I feel like that's a movie that happened. Also, Helena, you wrote just PTA, and before you put but then you went back and added a parenthetical for like There Will Be Blood, Phantom Thread. I was just looking and I was like,
parent teacher
the fuck?
Yeah.
Paul Thomas
Mr.
Anderson.
PTA?
We're fine, don't worry about it.
Oh, I had no clue who that was. I was like, yeah, sure, that's probably a name. But you know me, I'm not very good with names. So.
Yeah, it's the Parent-Teacher Association.
Yeah.
The Parent-Teacher Association that directed There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
God, I'm thinking about watching Phantom Thread with my parents and how fucking awkward that was.
Yeah.
I watched it with my parents too, actually.
When will we learn?
I don't know.
Also, we would like to shame the Criterion Collection for the fact that David Fincher's only movie in it is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button for some fucking reason.
Wait,
and
also
Zodiac.
And The Game. It's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and The Game.
Okay, I've never seen The Game.
not Zodiac and Fight Club, his two arguably best movies. I think you could quibble with that for Gone Girl and Dragon Tattoo, whatever. But for me, it's like Zodiac.
I mean,
Fight Club.
I did really enjoy Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
It's a good movie.
We could just go in on Criterion Collection, and I think
we should do a whole episode that's just us bitching about the Criterion Collection.
I will not bitch about them because I
won't either. I just want to say, if we're talking about like, if they're judging movies, like, first of all, like quality of cinematic. Wow, that got away from me. Quality of cinema, and also like impact upon the creation of film, like importance. I'm like, Fight Club had a huge cultural impact.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
I'm not sure. I feel like I've read somewhere, but I'm not sure what the criterion is.
What the criterion is, yeah.
Well, the criteria
that would be interesting to look up at some point. Yeah.
God,
so that's just a note, I guess.
Yeah. Also, this just made me think where it says Alfonso Cuarón, we're going to talk about the direction of the Harry Potter movies, huh? Now I'm thinking about... But see, now I'm thinking about if you look back at the Harry Potter movies and how they really... I mean, at least at first, they played around with trying to keep the direction fairly even, and then they were just kind of like... Man, I don't just make this fucking movie. And then they they finished it off with What's His Butt.
Yeah.
Who's that fucking guy? Anyway, I stopped caring about the Harry Potter movies, like, right in the middle.
David. There was like 3 different Davids who directed.
Yeah, why do we... Jesus, it's like the Marvel movies and white boys named Chris.
It was confusing because the producers of like all of the Harry Potter movies was like David Heyman, and then like David something.
I don't actually care.
Directed 5, 6, and 7 and 8.
But if you think about that, like if you sit down and watch all of the Harry Potter movies back to back, which I do not recommend, but I guess you can.
For sure.
They are uneven from a directorial point of view. And it's interesting to me that that's kind of like, I mean, that's like one of the big fucking film franchises of the last couple of decades. And they kind of just didn't really work that hard to wrangle and then you look at like how tightly clamped down, for instance, it's mostly Star Wars and it's fucking Disney, that's what it is. Sorry, this got away from me. It's interesting to think about how much Disney is invested in giving people like approximately 3 inches of creative freedom in any direction. And they're so, for the most part, they can't attract they don't get famous directors. Like, if you think about it, other than Taika Waititi getting to do whatever the fuck he wanted with Thor Ragnarok, which I'm like, who did you fuck, marry, or kill for that one?
Who's even he's like more, I mean, I think he's has more recognition now. I think is more like before that.
I mean,
cult director, art housey director.
Yeah, he was definitely more of a cult hit kind of a thing before then. But it's like, you think about it, you're like, these are billion-dollar movies, and they get people you've never fucking heard of to work on them because they don't want anybody who's going to try to assert any kind of creative independence. And I just think that's
risks.
Really interesting that you have the Harry Potter movies, which were also like had just obscene amounts of money on the line, and it was almost just like they kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Can we just?
But it's okay because it got us Prisoner of Azkaban, directed by Alfonso Cuarón, which as an adaptation of the book is terrible, and I don't care because it's my favorite Harry Potter movie.
It's still the best Harry Potter movie, and I will fight anybody who says otherwise. It's just the guy who directed Goblet of Fire was also the guy who directed Four Weddings and a Funeral, a movie that I very much love.
Hang the fuck on, really?
Mike Newell.
Mike Newell.
But it just doesn't make any sense.
Damn.
Also, how the fuck did Hugh Grant not get into any of the Harry Potter movies?
Maybe
Anyway,
because
I
he
digress.
ran in the other direction as fast as he possibly could.
They caught basically everybody else anyway.
They did. I mean, this guy has a very,
Well, hold on. We still have more Fantastic Beasts movies to make.
Hey, actually, I was gonna say don't remind me, but they killed off Colin Farrell, so I only have to watch the first one.
well, technically, did they?
We don't know
He
what
was
happened
dead
to
before
him.
the movie happened, probably. Oh, that's right. We don't actually
know, but on the other hand, I'm like, I remember there was the Where's Percival Graves, and now I'm like, I don't want to know.
I just don't know.
I remember seeing that movie in theaters, and just that moment when his face transforms into Johnny Depp, and not the entire audience, but like a good portion of the audience just went, oh.
Like, I know. And we all cried out in one voice.
As if a million Colin Farrell stands had suddenly cried out and then were silenced.
So, real quick, I'm going to jump back briefly to Criterion Collection, because I actually looked up like what makes... But what they say, basically, is all we ask is that each film in the collection be an exemplary film of its kind, which is ambiguous as fuck. But, secondarily... we can't just pick movies and put them out. The process of getting the rights to release a film can take years. So it also has to be a movie they can get the rights to, which I bet your ass is why Fight Club does not have a Criterion collection.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's legitimate.
That would also be the problem with a lot of the better Hitchcock movies that are not on there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
there you go.
Bummer.
Asked and answered.
Yeah. So okay.
Thanks.
So I'm like, in the interest of moving the discussion along, I'm thinking about like we think. I feel like in a lot of ways we think of the development of film as a medium, as a series. Like it's like we're still stuck in the film version of the great men theory of history.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, yeah. You're not wrong.
Like that's and so it's kind of sometimes that just pisses me off. And I said that I was about to make a blood sacrifice of my film nerd cred because, like, I've kind of just bypassed a lot of the great films of especially like the 70s and 80s.
I mean, you and me both, brother.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I've been kind of trying to figure out why I was just so... like, God, that sounds like so much work. And it's like, part of it is hype fatigue, but I feel like a lot of the hype fatigue actually is not so much about the movies as it is about director worship. I just don't fucking care. Like, did Francis Ford Coppola make some fucking brilliant movies? Yes. Do I feel the need to sit down and, like, like capital A, appreciate his capital F filmography? No, I just kind of don't.
Consume the body of his work as an auteur?
Yeah, it's like,
No, not really.
I'll get around to it eventually, and it's like, if somebody's like, no, I want you to watch this specific movie, then it's like, dope. But somebody's like oh, why don't you have an opinion on, like, Kubrick movies, whatever, through whatever, and I'm just like, because I don't. It's been a long night. Did Kubrick 2001: A Space Odyssey, right?
Yes.
I've watched the first 2/3 of that movie twice, and I keep falling asleep during the, hey, look what we can do with the film technology of the time, where it just kind of like, they're like, let's experience the mysteries of the universe through, like, abstract patterns, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I like Vasily Kandinsky as much as the next person, or probably more, but no thanks.
I love 2001: Space Odyssey. I really like Kubrick a lot.
I like the first 2/3 of that movie.
But also, he's like, the whole director worship thing too is like, I don't want to get into this point where we are not unashamedly, that's not the word, but unreservedly worshiping these guys without questioning, like, the fact that Kubrick was kind of, I mean, he wasn't as bad as some people,
I know, right?
But he was, like, kind of a fucking megalomaniac. I mean, and sometimes it was for the better, like for his movies because other men were like fucking up his movie, and he's like, please give me that camera, thank you. But sometimes he was like really kind of treated some people not too great, and that's not the kind of, you know, atmosphere that I, as an actor and as somebody who may possibly one day be a filmmaker, that is absolutely not the environment that I believe should be necessary to making films. But goddamn, he made some really good movies, I love his style.
I'm
but like
super
also,
not debating that. I think it's really interesting. I think there is an extent to which like there was a pretty big period of Hollywood history that was defined by people who bought their own hype.
Yeah.
And that unfortunately kind of just colors my experience of a lot of films of that period.
It's the perspective, for me, a lot of that the films are coming from, I think, more than anything. That's like, especially we're talking about the 70s, so many of like the quote unquote like IMDb top 250, for example, of just like the most well-known movies from that decade are so male centric and driven in their narratives, and like not overtly masculine necessarily, but like just really all about the dick swinging. And sometimes, you know, I mean, for lack of a better term, which like, and some of them are good and some of them are just like, and like people, like women were directing movies, you know, during this time.
Ass flash news hole. Women have been directing movies like literally since we invented movies.
This whole time, yeah.
This whole time.
They've been editing those movies, and a lot of the great filmmakers of the 70s would not have gotten anywhere without their fucking editors.
You're welcome. Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. So yeah, for me, it's less about the director thing and more about just like, it can be so. My dad actually said to me, because like I don't have any older siblings, a lot of the movies that have been shared with me have been shared, like my dad has shared with me because he is a film fan, and a lot of those have been really positive experiences for me. There was a point though last year, you know, my dad grew up in the 70s. He was a teenager in the 70s, and he said at one point, I can't remember during what movie it was, but he just like, I realized that a lot of the movies I've shown you lately have like all been like about dudes, like really, really about men, and to the point where they're just like, I mean, he didn't say anything more than that, but the implication just like, maybe there's an idea, there's a concept that you might not be able to connect with these movies. And I was like, yeah,
well, good for your dad.
I mean, fair. Yeah, so, I mean, there's definitely, I think that was going on as well. And it's still going on, obviously, but... Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know, we kind of... Do we want to bop around through some directors that we either love or have a complicated relationship with or straight up hate?
Yeah, sure. I would like to say, before we kind of move on to just kind of directing, because this ties into like Auteur Theory and like...
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, sorry.
So Edgar, yeah, so no, it's okay. This is a good transitional, because we can talk about, like, I really enjoy many of Edgar Wright's body of work stuff. I love the Cornetto trilogy. Hot Fuzz is legitimately one of my favorite movies of all time.
Same!
And
So
Baby
good.
Driver was totally fine. And this is a movie that he was working on for like years. Pretty cool concept, great car chases and stuff. And I was like, why is this movie just not anywhere near as good as some of his other stuff? It's because Simon Pegg didn't write it. So like, and like, I appreciate it. Like, he has there's a lot of great directorial choices that make the movies still good. Like, they would be good even without the writing, but part of the reason why those other movies are like spaced, they just pop so well, is because he had a screenwriter who was fucking phenomenal. Like, sorry. I don't want to say they do their best work together, because Simon Pegg does fucking great work on his own, but he does better work, or Edgar Wright does better work with somebody who can write to his directorial choices.
That's a good way. I think that's a good way of putting it.
Oh god, Hot Fuzz is so fucking good, though. I'm gonna post, I need to find this video again that is about, like, the non-verbal comedy of the Cornetto trilogy.
Yes, God, I love that video.
So great. It's so good.
too.
And I'll find it. I'll post it on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about that ever since we were talking about this like hours ago. I was just like, God, Baby Driver was just not anywhere near as good as like Hot Fuzz.
Baby Driver sure was a movie.
It was fine. Like, it was fun to watch.
I didn't
and
see
like it was fine. Like, it was fun to watch. The like music was good. The acting was pretty solid. There just wasn't really a very interesting plot. Like, it was just kind of a vehicle for car chases. But like that's what the plot served to do the cool shit that he wanted to show off.
Okay.
Yeah, which was cool.
Yeah.
It's just
It was serviceable.
It would have been better had he cast Jean Boyega like he had thought of doing.
I didn't know about this. God, that would have been so good.
Damn.
Yeah.
We were robbed.
Like an actor who can, like, I guess no offense to Eggplant Elgort, but like can't. The boy is. Oh God, I feel so bad as an actor saying this about another actor who I don't know. I don't think he's a very good actor, and I just don't think he's very compelling to watch. And it just baffles me that John Boyega,
you're an actor, but also you are just like a person of taste, and so you know what? Just fucking say it.
I hope so.
He's fine.
He's
fine.
unobjectionable.
John Boyega is good, is the difference. So
John Boyega is really good.
God,
and like
I'm so pissed.
Versatile.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is like I've seen Ansel Elgort in like a few movies now because I was forced to watch the Divergent movie one night.
Sorry.
Ansel
at a
Elgort
sleepover.
has roughly the screen charisma of a scoop of mashed potatoes.
Oh, poor lad.
I mean, it's like he's just there also to the point where like there's some other white boy who looks very much like him, and I thought they were the same person like for a while.
I will
Anyway.
see where my opinion of him stands once I have seen The Goldfinch, which comes out this November.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot that's how.
That's happening.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he is the goldfinch, or what?
He's the owner of the goldfinch.
He's not the painting, but good guess.
Hey,
though.
guess what? I don't know anything about the goldfinch.
No. You're right. He's the goldfinch.
Yes. The goldfinch is a metaphor for his latent closeted homosexuality. So yes, he is.
It's a Donna Tartt novel. They're all gay.
I know. You're right. You guessed it.
Anyway, hi, my name is Ezra, and I don't actually know anything about anything.
Yes, no. You and
None
me
of us
both. We all take turns being the one who doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I would like to state for the record that boy howdy, I do not have the brain cell this week. I like that you bolded the cock in Hitchcock just to indicate that he's such a dickweed.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
that was an afterthought.
Do you want directors who like we have beef with, and then move on to like directors that we enjoy?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
So, fuck Quentin Tarantino, but also Inglourious Bastards rules.
Inglourious Bastards does rule. It's true. I love that.
I have
movie.
two of my favorite movies there by him. That's that one and Reservoir Dogs, which is like fun because Inglourious Bastards is like his biggest, most epicest like good movie, and then Reservoir Dogs is like his tiniest movie in terms of like sparity or whatever.
And truly believe that the quality of Quentin Tarantino movies is inversely proportional to the amount of money he was allowed to spend on them. And by that I mean Reservoir Dogs is just the fucking best.
And my question is, his editor, Sally Menks, is that how you pronounce her name?
I don't know how to pronounce her name, but that sounds reasonable.
Menk. She passed away in 2010. The last movie that she edited with Tarantino was Inglourious Bastards. Interesting to note that the quality of his movies, in my personal opinion, has been downhill ever since Inglourious Bastards. She also edited Mulholland Drive, no, didn't. That's not true. Mulholland Falls. I got confused. But she edited like all of his other movies, and you're welcome. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I have beef, but he's made some movies that I like, and so I own them on DVD. Tragically, there we go.
That's fair.
Same with Hitchcock.
I mean,
Cock.
Yeah. Tarantella.
Whatever.
No, I love it.
Wes Anderson has made some good movies.
They're just
they're out there.
Wes Anderson movies are one of those things where it's like, you know how you kind of just like, you can't be like on all the time about like sometimes you just gotta like turn your brain off and enjoy shit. And like I love Wes Anderson movies, and like I probably should interrogate why at some point. I don't want to.
I like them too. What happened after, I can't remember when this started happening. There was a certain point where like there's his like recent movies that people were like, this is his best movie. I think it was with Grand Budapest, actually, that this happened. Yeah. Where, like, weirdly, my favorite Wes Anderson movie, Fantastic Mr. Fox, is, like, one of the only ones I haven't seen in theaters, or didn't see in theaters when it came out. And I saw Moonrise Kingdom in 2012 or whatever, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. And then I saw Grand Budapest Hotel, and I was like, this is fine. And I think what hit me in Grand Budapest Hotel, I think, was that I was just like, I've seen this before.
Fair.
It just kind of felt like at that point, I don't know, nothing felt new. But in fairness, I have been thinking about going back and rewatching Grand Budapest Hotel in particular, because I'm like, I don't know, maybe I don't trust how I felt about that at that point, and I should try giving it another chance.
I think for me, there's something sort of, Wes Anderson movies are kind of comfort food-y for me, actually. Where they're sort of, I know exactly what I'm gonna get with a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not they're just, and sometimes I'm like, yes, I would like to just escape to this particular sort of slightly fantastical sensibility. And also, now Adrian Brody is often there, so, like, I'm a happy camper.
When I saw Fantastic Mr. Fox for the first time, I watched it twice over a span of 2 days. So,
but I love it when you find a movie that makes you want to do that.
Yeah, it was like, this is delightful.
Boy. Hey, you know what I'm thinking about?
What are you thinking about?
It's my the extent to which, like, a very formative period in my life was very Tim Burton heavy, and how sad that is in retrospect.
It happened to a lot of us.
It did happen to a lot of us.
A lot of theater kids.
A lot of theater kids. A lot of sort of goth light.
Goth adjacent.
Yeah. Like the kids who were, like, not real goths, but, like, that weird thing where you were, like, gay and you didn't know it yet, and so you were, like, trying to figure out what kind of alternative you were, and so you, like, flirted with being goth, but really you were just gay.
Hot Topic goth.
Yeah, but Hot Topic goth, like, after Hot Topic stopped being somewhere where your, like, upper middle class white suburban mom didn't really want you to go in. Look, I was born in 1991. Like, I'm old enough to remember when Hot Topic was, like, actually goth.
Goth. Yeah, I was gonna say.
But it was, like, goth, and then it got to be, like, goth light. And so, like, Tim Burton... and it really... It can honestly be summed up by Tim Burton goth, which was like there was a whole, like, period of the, like, I guess, like, late 90s through mid 2000s where, like, a specific kind of, like, alternative, like the weird kids all fucking love Tim Burton. And it's now he's kind of an embarrassment, like, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But, like, if you just think about, like, to the extent that people think that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Tim Burton movie, even though it isn't, because his sensibility became the, like, byword for that whole subgenre of stuff.
Nightmare Before Christmas didn't deserve this.
No, I know. Nightmare Before Christmas objectively very much did not deserve this. That
Danny
being
Elfman,
said,
we love you.
I watch Sleepy Hollow every single October. And I just have, you know, it's so nice that Johnny Depp died in 2009.
Holy shit, you killed him.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, hold on. Brief note. So Tim Burton did write Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, it's that he wrote it, but he didn't direct it.
Yeah,
Correct.
he came up with the characters and stuff, and
So he is in.
But it's a Henry Selick.
There
movie.
is a chunk of Nightmare Before that he has a great deal of respect.
But he didn't direct it.
Like nearly rioting in the movie theater because for some reason we all just forgot that in fact Johnny Depp can't actually sing very well. He hasn't.
Why do it?
You know, and then also they just, you know, they had that beautiful 80-piece orchestra and then they just like squandered it, and I am in fact still bitter about them cutting the Ballad of Sweeney Todd because they were like, we have to make this like fit the medium, and it was just bad. But
another
Leia will
topic
fight
for
me
our...
if I don't. Yeah, well, that's gonna be a whole podcast. But now I'm just thinking
for
about
how
Jamie
they're
Campbell
like.
Bower.
I love Jimmy Campbell
I know
Bower,
you do.
but not in Sweeney Todd.
Nope,
because it's not a good movie.
it's not a good movie,
and that is the tea.
and it's that, and then it's interesting to think about like directors who kind of like they get known for a specific thing, and then it becomes this like vicious cycle, and then they just end up sort of like Tim Burton almost feels like a parody of himself these days. Cause like the man made some good movies, but then it's like people end up wanting, like Hollywood makes people into one-trick ponies. And it's like, oh, you do this thing, oh, that must be what makes money, let's do it 17 more times.
There was also that weird thing recently, and I can't remember the exact quote, about how, like, basically, like, black people don't fit into his aesthetic or something.
Oh,
God.
yeah, which, like, yep.
It's, like,
where are all the
interesting.
people of color in those movies? Shrugs loudly. It's not.
Why?
Yeah. It's not good.
I'm not going to. I'm looking up the article. But anyway, continue.
No, that's kind of. I'm just thinking about. Yeah. Just fucking thinking about my own adolescence and the unfortunate thing where I just was sort of wildly flipping through subcultures trying to find the one that like was the right kind of alternative, and really the answer was I was gay.
Was gay. Yeah. Yeah.
You know? I feel like those are kind of the ones where we were like, we're all kind of like squinting at our own enjoyment of some of these movies.
Yeah, I think it's, this is definitely one of those things where it's like sometimes you have to, God, what a difficult topic this is.
Yeah,
I can appreciate what something has offered for me, and the enjoyment I have gotten out of it, and also I get to take a look back at it in its context and the people who made it and stuff, and be like, but the parts that it has offered me does not excuse the part of it that came to fruition because of people who were shitty.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's a very nuanced way to think of it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Inglourious Basterds fucking rule.
It does fucking rule. It's so good.
Oh
It's
god, I hate
just-
Quentin Tarantino so goddamn much.
Inglourious
He's such a
Bastard is
fucking
just like so
scumbag.
satisfying on such like some like seriously specific levels.
Yeah.
Like,
It's very good.
it's
Very
just it's just really good.
So,
Yeah.
let's talk about. Do we want to talk about? I mean, for directors that we like, all we got right now is we have Spielberg and Kenneth Branagh.
Okay, so this is
well, that's Ezra. That's
no,
Ezra.
this is
Okay,
my
I'm
thought.
sorry. Did you have somebody else that you wanted to put on the list before we get into Jurassic Park?
Oh, this was wait. I mean,
No, this is good.
This is good.
This is positive.
No, this was my thought about well, yeah, and then we can just scroll past the like. It's like the Coen brothers, and then I'm like, my Coen brothers' thoughts are: look, I'm sorry that pop culture saturation made you sick of The Big Lebowski. That movie is still funny.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
also, my other Coen brothers' thoughts are just everybody who thought A Serious Man was like boring and incomprehensible isn't Jewish enough to understand that it is boring and incomprehensible, but in a good way.
My Coen brothers' thought is that anybody who knows to cast Steve Buscemi in their movies has something going on that's decent in their brains, and that's all I have to say about that. This is a pro Steve Buscemi podcast.
True.
I love it.
Firefighter Steve Buscemi.
I have seen Fargo multiple times, and I thought it was fine all of those times, but there's like one part that I always quote out of some weird instinctive need. It's just, Dad. Every
I didn't
time.
realize that was a
I
Fargo
really did not
quote.
realize that was why you did that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pulling from a bit from Fargo.
Oh my God.
But it's
Yeah.
it's
You
from
are.
out of nowhere. Like it's just one of those things that my brain just is. I made that connection and nobody else does. So that's what Fargo's offered us.
Man, I'm so used to the 10,000 different quotes from Fargo that my dad quotes on a daily basis that I didn't realize that was also...
Oh,
Wow.
it's like one fucking sentence. I never say the rest of it because I can never hold the accent for the rest of the sentence.
It's so good, man.
Yeah,
I
so
love it.
That's
anyway.
hilarious.
You're operating on another level.
This is one of those movies. There's a few movies I have where people are like, but I love this movie. And I'm like, it was fine. That and like Moonrise Kingdom, people are always like, no, Moonrise Kingdom's really good. I'm like, that's totally fair and I absolutely respect you. And
It's fine.
I didn't like it that much. I didn't like Fargo that much either, but you did. That's totally valid. But please stop telling me that I should like Fargo more. I don't.
I do like Fargo, but at a certain point, it's
and
like,
that's
it doesn't
valid,
matter,
and
dude.
I love you.
It doesn't
But
matter if we all don't like the same things. We have to get
That's
over it.
fucking life. Sometimes we all like different stuff. Anyway,
That's why Skittles come in so many flavors.
that's right.
Sorry, I said that and then like the universe to punish me immediately gave me like a horrible calf cramp.
I almost responded immediately to that with, but cherry is obviously the best flavor, knowing the rabbit hole I was clearly opening for myself.
Anyway.
Fuck you.
And turning
Why?
everything
Anyway.
back on its...
Also, we would just like to
Anyway.
formally apologize for how dude-centric this episode is. I believe that the Google Doc just says so many men exhausting.
If you want some good movies just at the top of my head that are not directed by men, I will give you 3. Let's do that. I will give everybody who's listening 3.
I have one also.
I mentioned Lucretia Martel in this paragraph. She directed the movie Thama, which came out last year or the year before that, depending on release dates for you. I would go see that. Some people have said it was too long and boring. I fucking loved it, but also I read Camus a lot as a teenager, so your mileage may vary.
Christ.
It was really good. I mentioned The Farewell at the beginning of this episode as something that I'd seen recently that is currently playing in select theaters, and you should go see that if you can. And also, off the top of my head, The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Desiree Akhavan, who adapted it from a novel, which is written also by a woman. And that came out last year. It's really good. It's a movie that it was also limited release, and it didn't get a lot of attention because it was kind of like a small kind of independent movie about a girl who goes through conversion therapy, and it's really hard to watch, but it's also really good and actually directed by a bisexual woman. So you should see those movies directed by women.
I was thinking
Also,
You should go. No, Maddie, go ahead.
I love The Babadook. I just read a review of that director's most recent movie, and I don't think I'll be seeing that one.
Yep, nope.
But if you enjoy horror in any sense of the word, The Babadook was fucking phenomenal and also had more to offer than just like a horror movie. Trigger warnings for a few different things. This is definitely something you should look up on, like, Does the Dog Die? For Helena, for your reference, it doesn't have that thing where bodies move the way they're not supposed to. So that's...
I've seen it.
Oh, you have? Okay.
It doesn't do that for me, weirdly.
No.
It doesn't do it... Babadook doesn't do that for me. I don't know what it is, man.
No, I was going to say it doesn't have that, if I recall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
Super good. Fucking love that movie. Extremely scary without relying on gore.
Yes.
You know, it's not a gross out movie. And also it had a satisfying ending.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, I was thinking about, like, part of the sort of one of the big things that pisses me off about Auteur Theory is that it, because of Hollywood's thing where women don't ever get second chances if their movie doesn't do very well, so they don't get to, like, make a bunch of movies, it's pretty hard to establish a directorial vision if you only get to make, like, 2 or 3 movies.
Yep.
So yes, as we so and we're like inching our way out of that. And I am excited to see great female artists get offered the resources to build bodies of work that have, you know, trends and have sort of that build on their existing work and stuff. I'm just really excited for that to keep happening.
I just remembered that Booksmart happened. And,
hell yeah, dude!
I honestly thought you were going to recommend
one.
I really want to see Booksmart.
I am going to recommend Booksmart.
Really bad. Also, I was thinking about fucking Greta Gerwig would be somebody who I'd be like, oh, well, like, she definitely falls under the category of auteur, which we've established is not something that we like, but she does, like, and I'm cool with that, because
also she's directing the Little Women adaptation with James Norton, and she is, whoever cast that movie and chose James Norton to be in it is very valid. That's all I have to say.
That's fair.
That's all that needs to be said, I think.
My butt will be in the seat for him. If nothing else.
If nothing else.
What else? Oh, do we want to talk about? Do you want to have another movie you want to recommend? Or do you want to?
I don't have any more
about,
movies I want to recommend.
Spielberg.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was the one where I was like something Terrence Malick, and then I was just like, Terrence Malick is the one where I just don't get it. I just don't. I went on a, like, serious war movies kick in high school. Look, I fell in love with Band of Brothers. It was a whole thing. I tried to watch The Thin Red Line. I got, like, 20 minutes into that movie. There was, like, a nature documentary fast forward of a baby toucan falling out of the nest, dying and decomposing.
Yeah.
And, like, and I was just like, nope, you know what? This is too esoteric for me.
Yeah.
You know,
and that was
I don't think I've actually...
You've never seen it? Don't bother.
Never seen.
You know?
I haven't seen Terrence Malick. I don't think I've ever seen any of his movies.
It is the only Terrence Malick movie that I have ever actually tried to watch, and it put me off so hard that I'm, like, not interested in trying anything else. And that was interesting because it had sort of the side effect of, that is the movie that allowed me to give myself permission to just say, you know what? I don't have to be a capital F film buff.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I don't have. That was the movie that made me go, you know what? I don't have to play by those rules. So, like, thanks Terrence Malick for making a movie that I hated so much that you, like, gave me the confidence to be like, you know what? Fuck you.
It's 171 minutes long.
It's really fucking long.
I'm not allowed to remark about that because look, it has Adrian Brody in it, and I'm notorious for having watched long movies with Adrian Brody in it.
I tried to watch it because it had Adrian Brody in it. I was like, I love war movies. I love Adrian Brody a lot. I was, I mean, and this was like fairly fresh off of me being just, I mean, like, hi, I was obsessed with Adrian, but I still am. I love Adrian Brody. Why isn't he doing better movies?
He's a fool.
Well, yeah. What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna critique the man's career. But
he's doing whatever he wants.
I hope he's having a nice day. Oh,
he's
and
playing,
also
like, Harry Houdini.
On the Waterfront is a classic or whatever, but Elia Kazan named names to the House Un-American Activities Committee, so fuck that guy.
Yeah, he can fight me.
I'm gonna go back in time and fight Elia Kazan.
I will win the fight, but
anyway.
Yeah, fuck him.
Moving on.
Anyway.
I wanted to talk about two directors who kind of give the middle finger to that idea that, like, you have to have that great filmmakers is all about, like, distinctive visual style. And it's Steven Spielberg. I'm talking about Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg movies are they're the film equivalent of the best fucking sandwich you've ever had in your life. It's perfectly put together. All of the ingredients are of a very high quality. At the end of the day, it's a sandwich. It's not trying to, and it's not one of those, like, oh, we're elevating the cuisine, like, serving it deconstructed or whatever. Nope. It's a sandwich. But it's like, it's reliably delicious without being too adventurous. It's like your favorite food truck. You know that it's gonna be a good sandwich. And that's why I love Steven Spielberg movies. And people are like, oh, they're like basic or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, guess what? Sometimes that's what you want, okay? They're comfort food, die in a fire.
Do you know that he directed the fucking animated Tintin movie? Because I did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of, like,
co-written by Stephen Moffat and, like, some other
one of the only things that I still like that Stephen Moffat's ever done.
I was trying to think of a Spielberg joint that I had seen, like, years ago that I haven't seen since, but I, like, genuinely enjoyed at the time. Fucking Super 8, and I was like, and that was from J.J. Abrams and Spielberg.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
man,
haven't seen that.
solid movie.
And like that.
Anyway, he was the executive producer on Real Steel. Thank you, Steven Spielberg.
Thanks to Spielberg.
I just really like Jaws a whole lot.
Jaws is awesome.
I love Jurassic Park also.
I love Jurassic Park. I love
yes.
Indiana Jones. I love all of these movies that are a big chunk of why they are so... They are story first movies. They are
ego second.
And yeah, they are story first, ego second. Like, Steven Spielberg is one of the most successful and famous directors in all of film history. And I feel like
he invented the blockbuster.
Steven Spielberg invented the summer blockbuster. And the big through line of his movies is like, oh, what's a hallmark of Steven Spielberg movies? People like a lack of artifice in acting performances. I don't know, you know, they're very... There's sort of like they're not flashy, I guess. Maybe that's not the word I'm looking for. They're a sandwich, but a really good sandwich.
They're very like
I need to go to bed.
they're not highfalutin, you know. They're, I don't want to say they're blue collar because that seems like such a weird way to put it. But they're like serviceable. They're sturdy. They're kind of like they're reliably good.
Yeah, they're well constructed. They're like they're a Toyota. Or
it's a nice mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich when the mutton is nice and lean.
Thank you.
I've gotten in my one Princess Bride reference for the evening.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like a lot of times that's good. I'm just gonna that it is I consider it to be uncomplicatedly good that is a thing that somebody is committed to doing. Steven Spielberg loves the movies. And also, and this is my dad's favorite thing to say about Steven Spielberg movies, and I think it is very astute. So thanks, Dad. You don't listen to this podcast, but that's okay. He says, you know what? He's always said that the thing that tells him that Steven Spielberg is a great storyteller, despite maybe not having a whole lot of like ego about it, is that Steven Spielberg movies are compelling to watch even if you know how they're going to end.
Yes.
And like
they don't need a surprise to be watchable.
No, they are he can make a story watchable even if you know how it's going to end. Because and it's like that right there is just as much a hallmark of good storytelling as I can tell whose movie this is by looking at any single frame. That's important too.
Yes.
Different schools of thought. Different movies. Much to think about.
This is me. I guess this is just me like shaking my fist at film pros or whatever. At some point we're actually gonna do like Kenneth Branagh's gonna get his own episode because it's us.
Yeah.
I will just say that a lot of people think that Kenneth Branagh movies are kind of like overwrought,
indulgent,
or like self-indulgent or something, and I'm like, one, they're stagey and that's okay, and two, really mostly they're just full of people having a wide range, like feeling a wide range of emotions intensely and visibly, which in some ways is like no longer cool. We've a lot of film acting has tended towards very, very internal until it's explosively not. Like, especially for performances by men, the sort of like the ones that really get a lot of attention are the ones that are like smolder explosion. And like dudes in Kenneth Branagh movies are just like emotive the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And also
and it's very satisfying to watch.
It's satisfying to watch, and also the live action Cinderella that he directed is the only good live action Disney one that they've made so far, and also makes me cry. I own it on Blu-ray. It's really pretty. Cate Blanchett's in it, and she's really good. You should all go watch that movie because it's fucking great. So shout out to Ken Brand.
Love that dude.
Love his haircut in Henry V, which I am excited to watch.
I cannot wait to rewatch Henry V for the bazillionth time.
I can't wait to finally watch it.
Are there any other like final thoughts we want to share before we wrap it up?
I don't know. I hope this was we rambled a lot today, beloved listeners. I hope you're cool with that. Thanks for coming on this sort of weird and roundabout journey. We love the movies. I guess never forget that, but sometimes the way people try to make arbitrary standards and gatekeep and stuff just like really pisses us off. And like
truly film criticism by people who actually fucking like film.
Yeah, and like yeah. That's it.
And want others to like it too. I think that's really important.
Yeah, man,
for sure.
I just don't.
I want them to be accessible and not scary
at the movies. Like that's what I want. I want everybody to enjoy going to the goddamn movies. Keep doing it so they'll keep making them. Support marginalized voices. Take a chance on something that you might not otherwise see, and if you have a local video rental, support your local video rental store.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the post. If nobody has anything to add, speak now or forever hold your peace. And we just want to say
my peace is held. I think we're good.
Wait, are me and Maddie getting married right now?
Do you want to? Because I definitely officiated my friend's D&D character's wedding, which is basically makes me an actual officiant, right?
It's quite late.
I mean, let's not make any rash decisions.
No proposals after 11 o'clock.
No impulse marriages.
Amen.
And on that note, thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneople at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake, or shoot us an email at sneopleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter, and our super snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Leuthold. Check her out at Bethany Leuthold, that's BETHANYLEUTHOLD.wixsite, WIXSITE.com. If you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think you absolutely need to see, or plans for your own Rotten Tomatoes challenge, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes, and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. Any way you can spread the news helps us so much, and we would really appreciate it. And as always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.
Thank you.